Hi, and welcome to Tutu's Journey. Well, this is part 2 of Stop Whooping Those Kids. And I brought a special guest with us, Peaches.
Hello.
Well, she's a mother that also believes that spanking won't kill them, which it won't. But we have another route we want to take it. So I brought her along because she was on the other side of the spanking. So let's pick up from where we left off from. Well, we talked about I talked about the different domains, and those are the different things that the children are made up of as they're from ages 1 to 5. That is physical, intellectual, language, emotional, and social skills. So now you do you get that when I say that?
Yeah, I do get it, but could you kind of expand a little bit on the intellectual part, the social skills concerning the spanking?
Okay. What I'm trying to do is let you understand that your child is still developing. They're not fully developed. They're still growing, and these are the areas that they're still growing in. This is the whole makeup of a child. Physical is, like I said in part 1, being able to hop on one foot, being able to run properly, stay balanced when you're walking, things of that nature. Intellectual is your cognitive, meaning your brain, things that you can put a puzzle together. Okay. You play with certain toys. That's your cognitive, anything that make you think, cognitive.
Okay.
And then your language is being able to talk, which a lot of the children have no problems in that area. Now, why do you feel children don't have that much of a problem in the language area?
Because this is a social community, a world of community where people are constantly talking, and so it's a very easy skill to pick up.
Now, the only area that it will probably have an issue in is if they have a lisp, or if they have pronunciation problems, like I just did, or if they their hearing is impaired, because that will also impair the sound and make it harder for them to repeat. So, right. Language. Moms that spank, why do you feel is it correct for them to pop, give a quick pop, like if the mother is a splitter splat splat splitter splat talker, and every word is a cuss word, and she talks around the child in front of her friends, she talks around the child on the phone when she's angry and when she's cussing, and then when the child say shut the F up or something like that, then the first thing she want to do is pop. Is that right?
No, I honestly don't think that that's right, because children learn by what they see and what they hear. So if profanity is what they hear, it's also what they're going to repeat.
Pretty much. So therefore, moms that have that, watch that mouth around them kids and the conversations that you have, and they're listening to everything that you're saying. Yes. Because your children admire you regardless. They love you to death.
Yes.
So they will listen and repeat everything you say. So therefore, if they come out cussing, I know the old saying is, well, they shouldn't be saying that out their mouth, period. I'm grown.
But they only can repeat what they hear. And in order for them to repeat it, they have to have heard it. And if they are hearing it, the people that either you or the people that you are allowing them to be in their presence is doing that.
Bingo. Now, I like that. The fact that you should control the environment. The child's environment should be controlled. It's not a thing about, I'm grown, you're a child, you should talk like a child. You're talking everything around me. I'm a sponge. I'm going to pick it up. Right. So that's why I said, hold it, stop. Because sometimes parents create the child into what it is.
Yes, and oftentimes parents create what they are. And so, and I once heard someone say, if you want to know how you are, watch your children.
Ooh, I have heard some children say some really smart things to their parents. Yes. That will be taken as like an adult should say it. But the child comes out and tells the parent, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. I explained to my friends here on YouTube that my mom was a quick popper. Everything was a pop. Right. So I'm ducking. Every time you turn around, I'm ducking because I don't know when the pop is going to come. And as far as what she did in front of me, I think she did have me around her friends a lot. She did. She did a lot of things around her friends a lot that I saw. Right. And so I just pretty much imitated.
Right. That's what they do. They are little imitators.
Okay, now it's another point I want to bring out. Drawing a fine line that a child should not step across. Don't you know when you always say things like, your child, I'm an adult, then you should respect me because I'm an adult. Well, guess what? This era does not work that way.
It does not.
But guess what? When they're still young, when they're still babes, where I always say they have a white slate, it's nothing on that child's slate until you put something on it, or you put the child in the environment that it is in. For instance, if I had a child here in America and took that baby to China, and that child was raised in China, that child will know Chinese.
Right.
Is that a duh moment, like understandable? Well, it's just as understandable when you keep placing that child around an environment that you don't want it to grow up as. So when it's doing things that are imitating its environment, I don't feel that should be a reason to pop that child. And this was the other point I was saying. There's a line drawn. Don't you know how they'll go to grandma's house, or they'll go to that auntie house, or they'll go to that specific teacher, and they won't act out. But then as soon as they get with you, here they go. You know why? Because they've already crossed the line of respect. And you are responsible for making sure that they don't cross that line. Don't let them cross it, I tell you. Because it's just like how I used to always explain it, how a man feels like he's going to get to third base. Well, he might start out touching her hand. Then he might start touching her shoulder. Then he might put his arm around her. Well, guess what? Those are bases. He's getting from one step to the next before he's hugging on her and kissing her and all that. Well, he's getting from one step to the next. That's third before he hit third base, or try and hit third base. Kids do the same exact thing. They go as far as you let them, pretty much.
You know, I once heard a wise man say that you teach people or children how to treat you.
That's right.
And that's exactly what you're doing. When you're doing things like that, you're it's almost like you're giving them permission to do the same thing, because that's what they see. They're imitators. They are going to repeat what they see and what they hear.
Mm-hmm. And then the bad thing about it is they get out of control. And then it goes ridiculously crazy where your house is now insane. I'm letting you know now. If they're not of age to even talk yet, they're little small babies or what have you, do not let them cross that line of disrespect. Let me see, for instance, I know some parents that think it's cute for their child to pop them back in their face. Or I even heard somebody say, ugly. You're up with your ugly self, and then the baby be like, ugly, and everybody start laughing. They go and say it to the wrong person, it's going to be problems when they get in school.
Yes.
Let's not teach them things that they're not going to need for later on. We don't want them to go to school, start doing that kind of stuff and get themselves in trouble. But it's like, if I say to you, you can't have this right now, I expect you to understand you can't have it right now. And let's say, I say, you can't have this pen right now. But I want it, Ma, I want it. I said you can't have this pen right now, but I want, and start acting all crazy. See, you let them cross the line right there. You let them cross the line of, if I scream, she'll let me have what I want. Yep. This is what you need to do. True. Nip it before it get to screaming. Because if they go to grandma's house and say, or go to auntie house and say, I want this pen, and grandma say, no, not right now, and they even start doing a little face, what's that all about? Oh, no, you not. I said, that's it. Wrong. She cutting that line. She's stopping them right there. Don't even let them get to it. Yeah. Look, as soon as you see their face, cut them right there. Yes. They don't need to get no further than that right there. Yes. And you do that with everything. Now, I used to do it with my kids. 1, 2, 3. And I had it so down pat that I didn't even have to say it. All I had to do was put my fingers up. And my back would be to them.
Yes.
And put 3 fingers up. By the time I get that 3rd finger up, they done turned around and did what they supposed to be doing, because they know consequences are coming.
This is true.
And she was there. This was a friend of 20 years. So she knows. And look, I will admit, I made a mistake on my last video when I wished her happy birthday. I said 15. She was highly offended. It's been 20 years. So she had my children when they were babies. Actually, this was the first babysitter that I had for my kids. My little girl was brand new, a brand new newborn, and still barely crawling, and she was the babysitter. But that's all I had to do with them. 1, 2, 3, and I really had no major problems with my kids at all. No. You have to nip it. Don't let them get there. But now you got some parents that say, okay, that's beautiful and wonderful, but what about the ones now that are past 5 years old? Now they're just wild and crazy now. Is it too late?
I honestly don't believe that it's too late, but I believe it's going to take some hard work, opposed to we as parents teaching them before they become 5.
Exactly.
But it's not impossible.
It's not impossible, but when she say work, I mean it's going to be some work and it's going to be some patience. And I think your patience should be put in place based on the fact that you let it get that far.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
we gotta take responsibility for how our children turn out sometimes. And sometimes you do have the ones that follow the crowd, you know, and you didn't teach them that, you know. But then you have ones that you created yourself. You set them up that way, and then they're that way. Sometimes it's trial and error, and sometimes because we didn't listen when somebody. Let me tell you, I guarantee you that it is someone around, a parent that's like letting their child get away with everything, saying, you better stop that child from doing that.
Yes, they do.
Hey, you better cut that child, nip it right in the bud right now. Don't let them get that far. Somebody is saying it, and they're either too tired, don't feel like it, or like I said, a popping or a spanking just quicker. You know, versus the sit down, talk to them, and teach them, and be patient. Be patient, because they're going to mess up a lot, just like we mess up a lot.
Yes.
You know, we mess
Yes,
up a lot. So I feel that the child need to be listened to. The child need to be understood. And you just should not just throw it on the backside. Just don't, because there's a lot of people who are adults now who are really lost.
Yes.
And having a hard way to go with their
Yes.
emotions because no one actually dealt with them when they were young.
Yes.
And you know, from the last part one I did about the child that was missing his parent, I want to ask you, do you feel that sometimes our situations or our choices in life have our children turn into what they are?
They have a great impact on how children turn out.
Well, I know sometimes people think that their child is not listening, but they're listening. And I remember one time recording my mom and her friend talking on the phone. I got in some trouble too because they were saying some stuff that they ain't want nobody else to be hearing about it. And I recorded it to them with a big old smile on my face. I was happy. I thought I was just doing some recording. And put that thing away. Turn it off, Tawana. Why would you record us like that? I was just having fun. Plus, they were egging me. They was talking to themselves too much. But Tutu's journey. If I had my Aunt Kay up here, I can tell you some journeys of little Tutu here, who just stayed in something like Dennis the Menace, always up to something. But y'all, it was so boring. And that's why I did most of the stuff I did, because I was just really, really bored. But that mouth, yeah, it was a hot tamale. I didn't ask you, Peaches. Look, so then...
Not me. Kept me in trouble too.
But look, I'm picking. Look, but I had to learn how to tame it when I became older, because it got me in a lot of trouble. You know, saying what you want to say,
Yes.
Say how you feel, how you think, and put it out there and don't care how it offends the next person either. You know, it is what it is. You shouldn't have said what you said, you know. But I'm trying to tell you, my daughter now is about to be a doctor. My son is an awesome dad. Awesome dad. I got to give it to him. And I sincerely believe it was in how they were raised. I have my daughter sent me something thanking me for being the mom that I was. You know, and all I want to tell you is listen to them. Don't whoop them for every little thing. Take time out and listen. And there are some behaviors that the children take on, like biting and pushing, and you know they're in school and you got to keep going up to the daycare. In the daycare now, we ain't even got to middle school or elementary. We're in the daycare. You got to come back and see what's going on. But there are some tactics and some strategies that you can use as a parent to assist your child in the behavior that they're given. You know, today we was talking about how things have changed so much. You know, the most you would see is Tom and Jerry or Mighty Mouse in my era on TV, versus you wouldn't even see two people in a bed, in the same bed. Remember we was talking about
yes.
that? In the same bed. Who was that? Dick Van Dyke and Laura slept in two different beds. Mm-hmm. And then Lucy and Ricky Ricardo slept in two different beds.
Yes, they did.
And now they right on top of each other. Now it don't matter. We got to watch. We got to pay attention to what our children are watching,
yes.
And then wondering why in the world are they doing what they doing? They know better.
That's right.
No,
That's right.
And what they're watching might be something they want to interact in, or something that they may imitate. We don't want that to happen. We was talking about how cartoon has changed so much, cussing in cartoons and what else?
Kissing in cartoons, that would have never been heard of years ago.
Wouldn't be no kissing in no cartoon, let alone cussing. Oh my Lord! When I first heard a cartoon cuss, I was like, "What? And I said, I assume this is an adult cartoon, but you know, a child flicking through see cartoon, just think, you know, it's cartoon. So we definitely have to listen and listen to the music that they're listening to also, because my daughter, she loved one of these with the rappers, and I listened to it. It was Eminem. And I listened to it, and I was like, okay. I pretty much, I like that one, the particular one that she was listening to. I was cool with it, but I put on her earplugs. Mom, you gotta put them on. Sure do. Give me the earplugs. Let me hear what you listening to. You know, then they get that attitude, you know. I say, look here, this the queen bee right here in this house. So that's the way this runs. Don't let them get past it. And if you already have, you're going to have to put them in check. And I mean, it ain't always spanking. Look, with the younger ones, you get this close up to them. Get down on their level and look, let me see, can I show you? Get this close up to them, Peachy baby, glad you ain't my dummy for today. And say, do you understand what I'm saying? You will lay down and you will take your nap. Now, see, this is the problem. With children who have already crossed the line and they're already disrespecting you when it comes to that, they're going to think you're playing. They're not going to take you serious at all. So do parents normally give a pop to get them into the understanding that I'm not playing? Yeah, they normally do. They normally do. And I'm sad. It's so sad to say, but sometimes they just might need a swift one just to let them know, because you've already crushed the line. They already go past that line with no fear whatsoever. Were you a type of child that talked back to your mother, or was you the type of child that if you knew you talked back to your mother, you're going to get knocked out?
I was one that would have been knocked out.
It wouldn't have happened even. I'm older than her and still get knocked out. I said I would reveal my age one day, but yeah. So if you were one that you knew you was gonna get knocked out, you ain't going there with your mamas. You crazy, you know? And somebody say, so see, that's what I'm talking about. The whooping works. But you know what? There was sometimes I needed to talk to her, and I needed to explain to her what was going on with me, but I couldn't because of the fact I thought I'd get knocked out. So that what I'm trying to tell you is everything is not a spanking. Everything is not a pop, you know. So we have to make sure that we pay attention to our children. We want healthy grown men and women. It's enough out here that are not. So we would love to put our child on the side of one's real strong women, a real strong man. You know, a man know how to treat his wife and all. So this is part 2. Part 3 will consist of information about when a child is biting, when a child is just out of control. Because I heard some parents say, yeah, please give me some tips if you got some, you know. So that'll be part 3. So thank you so much for listening. Make sure you subscribe. Please subscribe, because I would love for you to hear the rest of this. And not only that, like and share. Other than that, I'll see you back on Tutu's Journey. Bye. Thank you, Peaches.
You're welcome.
Hey, turn. Oh.